Hey kiddos! Recently, I was looking through YouTube when I noticed that every enchanting guide is outdated and gets a lot of views. So I decided that using my vast endgame knowledge, I would create the greatest enchanted guide in SKYBLOCK history. In this video, I'm going to go over the basics of enchanting as well as advanced techniques. So here are timestamps if you want to skip to a specific part of the video. Also, according to my analytics, only 3% of my viewers are subscribed. So if you end up liking this video, please consider subscribing. It's free and you can always unsubscribe later. So a few days ago, I bought myself a hypercleaver. Wanting to get overmaxing the sword, I rushed the enchanting process, making a 3 anvil use hypercleaver. When it comes to enchanting, anvil uses are the most important, as the more uses you have on your item, the more expensive it is to add new enchants. I didn't really care about the anvil uses on my hypercleaver as it will most likely be replaced when floor 5 releases. Then I was enlightened about many new techniques for enchanting that were added recently, and I realized I could have enchanted my cleaver quicker and even make it 0 anvil use. So here is the ultimate enchanting guide. First of all, what enchants are you going to need? For bows, every enchant is good except for flame and punch. Every single enchant for armor is good, including thorns. Thorns have been patched for weeks and no longer cancels the first strike. It even triggers the lethality enchant on your sword, increasing your total damage output. However, there is one situation for people who place 4 summoning eyes where thorns are bad. If you get a superior dragon, thorns might deal damage to the dragon, causing you to roll for a dragon horn. For tools, avoid Silk Touch unless you're building, and don't put Smelting Touch on any pick meant to bring cobblestone, for example the stunk. When enchanting a fishing rod, make sure to add every single fishing rod enchant, including 4. Finally, when enchanting a sword, apply every enchant except for knockback and fire aspect. Cleave has been patched and now does not cancel first strike. When creating a book for swords, use Looting 4, Scavenger 4, and Luck 6 as they are cheap and provide better value than Looting 3, Scavenger 3, and Luck 5. Bane and Smite are only to be used on specific weapons. Smite is also good on dungeon items as almost every dungeon mob is undead. Bane should only be applied to the Scorpion Foil and Recluse Fang. Remember that Telekinesis can be applied by Rusty at the gold mine for 100 coins and does not add anvil uses. There are 2 options when crafting the enchants for a max book. The first option, which will be better for early and mid-game players, is to use an enchanting table to obtain every enchant. This method is slow, inefficient, but doesn't require anything but levels. The second method is to craft the books yourself. This is cheaper, requires fewer levels, and you can't accidentally get knocked back. Here are all the materials you're gonna need to create a tier 5 god book for a sword. I'll also put a link to a wiki page that has all the recipes for enchanting books. Now that you have obtained every enchant, you need to combine them into one book. This is because applying 1 book to a sword adds 1 anvil use, while applying 2 books gives 2 anvil uses, and etc. Now, if you're a normal player, you would just simply combine the books together, wasting hundreds of levels. But if you were a smart iChappy viewer, you would know about ultimate enchants. Ultimate enchants cost 50 levels per level of the enchant. They also override any other enchanting costs. This means that a book that costs 250 levels to apply only costs 50 levels to apply if you put a tier 1 ultimate enchant. Now, the best part of ultimate enchants is that they don't apply anvil uses. This also includes books with normal enchants and 1 ultimate enchant. Another great thing about ultimate enchants is the way they override each other. This means if you want to replace an ultimate enchant on your item, you can just add a new ultimate enchant and it wipes your old one. Using this information, you can create max books for much cheaper. By adding an ultimate enchant such as Combo 1 to an expensive book, you can combine books for prices of combining just the ultimate enchants. Remember, because ultimate enchants don't apply anvil uses, you can add books straight to the item instead of making one singular book, which is cheaper when you're enchanting an item from scratch. If you already have a maxed book, just add any applicable ultimate enchant to the book and applying the book will become as cheap as 50 levels. This method of enchanting is cheaper, doesn't apply anvil uses, and only requires an ultimate enchant which costs as little as 70k per combo 1. You might be thinking, if I only knew this before making my Midas 5 anvil use. Well, don't fret, because recently there has been a new way to remove anvil uses. By using fuming potato books, you can remove 1 anvil use per fuming book applied. This only works when applied through an advanced reforging table at Malik, and may be patched in the future. So if you're thinking of applying fuming books, use this method to remove anvil uses while you can. But how can I get 0 anvil use tools, such as my tree cap and stunk? Well, you could use an enchanting table and risk getting smelting touch on your tree cap. Behold, the fuming potato book comes to the rescue again. Although items such as stonks, shovels, and hoes can't have potato books applied to them, fuming potato books can still be put through the advanced reforging menu, and they'll still remove anvil uses like normal. This means you can have a super epic gamer stunk with 0 anvil uses. If this video was helpful to you, smash that like button and subscribe. It's free and it really helps me out. Thanks for watching, and I'll see you next time.